Kirk Ferentz beginning his 14th season here as the head coach of Iowa. That is the longest tenure of anyone in the Big Ten. We take a look at the outlook for Ferentz's team, fresh off a season which saw them go 7-6, playing their second straight Insight Bowl. They lose the school's all-time leader in receiving yards in Marvin McNutt. First-round pick and Riley Reif gone as well, but they do bring back some star power, guys like James Vandenberg and Micah Hyde. So, guys, biggest storylines coming into this year, and, Coach, I'll start with you.
Well, if you look at Kirk Ferentz's history at Iowa, you always would say good defensive line, strong at running back, and in certain years dynamic at running back. And yet those are two young developing positions. So the question of the storyline, one of them would be, how can Iowa have a good team without having a good defensive line and a good running back group? I think they will the time it's all over. And the other storyline, Howard, the two new coordinators, Greg Davis on offense and Phil Parker on defense.
Well, I think when we talk about Big Ten teams, when you talk about Iowa, ultimately it's going to come down to James Vandenberg being able to lead. And we saw even a hint of that last year from the standpoint, this is a team that's going to throw it around the park a little bit when the running game is struggling. I'm not saying that the running game is going to struggle the entire year. They're going to have some young players. It's going to be very interesting to keep our eye on these guys as they continue to develop as players. But I think it'll all start with Vandenberg.
And it's almost perfect timing for Greg Davis to come to Iowa, where he's brought some new concepts in the passing game, because they may not be a dominant running team this year.
And we've talked about this a little bit. We talked about it in the spring, but Greg Davis is a guy historically who has altered what he does based on the personnel that he has. So this is an interesting situation he comes into. We'll talk to him in a bit.